Being the Secretary at Arms of Karachi Toastmasters Club, I welcome you all in, in the tall contest of Karachi Toastmasters Club. The uh, Toastmasters mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. I can assure you all that today you are going to experience eloquence, creativity, and enthusiasm from all our contestants. Without further delay, I would like to hand over the charge to the president and the captain of the ship, president of Karachi Toastmasters, of course, Mr. Flower.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali Ashar. What can I say? Welcome all to the first Tall Tales contest of this year. And I would like to wish all the participants best of luck for their speeches, for performing well in this contest. That is all I have to say for now. And with that, I would like to welcome our contest chair, who is none other than our immediate past president, Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A very good evening. Myself, Toastmaster Imran Rana, once again as a contest chair with a killing smile. Today's chief judge is none other than seasoned Toastmasters, our very own distinguished Toastmaster Samir Hamid Dhodi. So, what are speech contests? Speech contests are an important part of the Toastmasters educational program. They provide an opportunity for Toastmasters to gain speaking experience as well as an opportunity for other Toastmasters to learn by observing proficient speakers. And now comes to tall tales. What are tall tales? And what are we looking for? Let's find out from the man who is our heart and soul of the club, our very own distinguished Toastmaster, Talha bin Hamid. Talha bin Hamid, we really wanted to know, and our audience and guests, what tall tales are all about. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Contest and immediate past presidents. In addition to discussion of sex, religion, and politics, and using the word seasoned, I hereby propose that the words heart and soul also be excluded and banned at KTC. After that, I will proceed on to describe what is tall tales. So imagine for a moment, once upon a time, everything was fine. It was normal. And we used to have problems like we we are not progressing in our job, or the fuel prices rose again, or let's say maybe there's too much salt in the meal tonight, and someone said something bad about us at work, or our children are again fighting each other. Then something happened. And due to that something, we were bound to our houses. Venturing out and getting stuck in traffic becomes a luxury. Getting backbitten by colleagues becomes a far-fetched dream. Seeing children fighting instead of sleeping around like this became a lifelong ambition. And things like bad food from the outside started to sound like manna from heaven. I wish this was a tall tale, but this isn't. But this exemplifies what a tall tale is. It is a very unique contest, and in this contest, and it is one of the few instances in the whole Toastmasters curriculum where you are expected to lie, deceive, exaggerate, and uh, do all sorts of other things that you are normally stopped from doing during your routine speeches. So this also brings us to the point that a conventional Toastmasters speech you is not expected to be a work of fiction. It has to be based in reality, unless the project says so. But in a tall tales contest, you have to employ all tools of imagination. You have to call out your powers of absurdity, exaggeration, humor, and you have to venture as far out from the normal as possible, and that's what sets tall tales apart. Apart from that, though, it is expected to be a speech, number one, and most of the times it is expected to be a story because tall tales, notice the tales in the name, it's right there in the name. Uh, it's a 3 to 5 minute speech, so it is, I would say, more challenging than other speech contests because you have to have a story, a beginning, a middle, and a conclusion. A beginning, a middle, a climax, and a conclusion, all within 3 to 5 minutes. So, this is what Tall Tales is about. And the purpose of this little monologue about Tall Tales is not to discourage the contestants, of course, but to encourage them to come on the virtual stage and give it everything you've got, because today is the day when nothing is stopping you. The uh, minor inconveniences like truth or credibility do not stand in your way today, and you have to exploit this opportunity to the fullest. And before going into the contest, I want every one of us to sincerely applaud and appreciate all the contestants and all the role players because they are the ones who spared time preparing for this contest. And yes, they're doing it for themselves, but they're also doing it for you. And without a doubt, any speech contest in Toastmasters results in so much learning for all of us that it is a very rewarding experience. So that was a little description of Tall Tales, which actually went longer than a tall tale and went more like a keynote. But you should have thought before giving me the stage. So over to you,
Thank you very much, DTM Talha. I should have give you 2 to 3 minutes for that. Okay, so how it, as per timing, how it, the tall tales, how it will be timing, and this will be explained by our timer, main timer, Toastmaster Saad. Toastmaster Saad, I mean, could you please explain how it works as per timing?
Yes, absolutely. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, so I'll be the timer for the evening. So, my role will be to record the time taken by each of the speakers and present my report at the end. So a few couple of important rules. So, the speech duration should be between 3 to 5 minutes. Speakers will be disqualified if the speech is less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds or more than 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, how will you know what the time is? So, on the completion of 3 minutes, my background will turn green. Can you all see the green color?
Yes,
And then
yes, we can.
on the completion of 4 minutes, my background will turn yellow. And then on the completion of 5 minutes, the background will turn red, and then it will remain red till the speech is completed. Even after the 5 minutes and 30 seconds, there will be no separate indication. The background will remain red. Apart from that, the judges will have 1 minute after the speech to mark the ballots, and I will announce when that 1 minute is complete. So I think I've covered everything, and with that, best of luck to all the contestants.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saad Amin, for such a wonderful explanation. With that, I would like to add something that timing will begin with the contestants' first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. This usually will be the first word uttered by the contestants, but would include any other communication such as sound effects, a staged act by another person, etc. Okay, the speaker should begin speaking within a short time after arriving at the speaking area and is not permitted to delay the contest unnecessarily. Okay, make sure that the speaker has pinned uh, the timer screen so that he can uh, judge that now it's 3 minutes, then 4 minutes, and 5 minutes. If he didn't pin the time, then it will totally on his behalf and it will totally be all his own fault. Okay, so make sure before starting the speech you need to pin the timer. Okay, regarding protest and disqualification, a protests are limited to eligibility, originality, and reference to another contestant's speech, and must only be lodged by voting judges and or contestants. Any protest must be lodged with the chief judge and or contest chair prior to the announcement of the winners and alternate. Please make sure if you want to lodge any protest, then it should be announcement before announcement of the results. The chief judge can, sorry, the chief judge, contest chair, voting judges, and contestants must not consider protests from audience members. Make sure audience members are not allowed to, to lodge protest against the speech. Before a contestant can be disqualified on the basis of originality, so I have received all the eligibility forms from the contestants. And one more point, that if you are using any props, then you should make it before that 1 minute. Okay, so with that, can I share my screen so that we can start the balloting, if it's easy? Okay, so I request contestants one by one to select his or her favorite movies from Avengers. Okay, so after that, if you want to have reshuffle, then we can reshuffle it. So who's going to be first?
Captain America, Latif.
Toastmaster Latif. Toastmaster Latif.
Captain America.
So you're the third speaker. My bad, man. Okay, end game. I have given you the end game.
Okay, I'm going to be the next Infinity War.
Infinity War, Ali Ashar. Let's see what's your number. You are the fifth speaker. Okay, so who's next?
Me, can I go, Hiba?
Yeah, sure.
Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk. Okay. Incredible. You. Okay. Incredible Hulk. So Hiba, Toastmaster Hiba, let's see. You are the second speaker. So who's next? So
I've not seen Avengers, so I don't know what name to choose.
Just select anyone.
Yeah. Anyone, it would be fine.
Black Panther? Or
Okay.
the Iron Man? Let's go
Iron
with
Man.
Yeah, this is my son's favorite. Let's see which speaking order you got. You are fourth speaker. So who's next?
Fourth. I'm the fourth one, no?
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
Toastmaster Najal. Okay. Let's see, Toastmasters, Sayyid Najam Rizvi. And your number, you are the first speaker. Congratulations. Okay, Toastmaster Navinta requested that she wanted to go first. If I switch you,
Not
I'm more than happy to let her go
first.
first.
No, I don't want to be the first one.
I'd be very happy to let her go first.
okay, that's great. So stick to your numbers, please. So who's next? Where are the ladies? Toastmaster Anam, Toastmaster Rahma.
I'm here. I'll go with Thor. Toastmaster.
Thor. Okay. Toastmaster Anam, and let's see which speaking order. Thor, you are the seventh speaker.
You.
Okay. Toastmaster Rahma, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Black Panther.
Great. My favorite. Let's see, Toastmaster Rahma. You are the ninth speaker. Congratulations. Okay. So last, let me select for Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnan. Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnan. Do we? Okay, yes, I got it. Let's see. So he will be the eighth speaker. So I request all the judges to note down the speaking order. After that, we will start. Okay. Toastmaster Najam. Toastmaster Najam. Second speaker, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Third speaker, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor. Toastmaster Latif Mansoor. Our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Navinta Karan. Toastmaster Navinta Karan. Our fifth speaker, Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum. Our sixth speaker is Toastmaster Anam Qadri. Toastmaster Anam Qadri. Our seventh speaker is Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnan. Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnan. Our eighth speaker and last speaker is Toastmaster Rahma Uneeb. Toastmaster Rahma Uneeb. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's begin our contest. So contestants, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I request everyone to mute their mics except the speaker. Toastmaster Najam, are you with us? Our first contestant is Sayyid Najam Rizvi. Good question. Good question, Sayyid Najam Rizvi.
It's 3 a.m. in the morning and I'm in a deep slumber. Suddenly, I hear something. I can't make out what it is. Oh, it's my phone. So it's my phone at 3 in the morning. I pick it up and in a slurred voice say, hello, hardly audible to myself. From the other end, I hear another voice, Assalamu alaikum, sir, in a very crisp, loud voice. I say, Walaikum salam. Congratulations, sir. I said, congratulations? Why? Sir, you've been nominated to be the king. I've been nominated to be a king? But I don't live in a kingdom. How can I be a king? That won't be a problem, sir. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, honored guest. Do you think that's a good question? Well, I didn't think it was a good question. I said, how can I be a king when we don't live in a kingdom? Oh, we can fix that. Don't worry about that. It's all a tale. A tale? Yes, you becoming a king would be a good tale. I say, I don't have a tail, I just checked. No, not like monkey tails. We're talking about tall tail contests, like Toastmasters. Oh, tall tail contest. But still, I don't understand. How can me becoming a king be a good tale? He said, don't you know what tales are? A tale requires a plot, a theme, characters, point of view, and lots of conflicts. Conflicts, but I don't have any enemies. Why should I be in conflicts? No, sir, we have lots of enemies. There are 2 billion galaxies and 100 quintillion planets. And they're all our enemies. Don't you know that? But I don't have any enemies. No, you do have enemies. You have to fight them. And what's our point of view? That everybody is our enemy. And the character? Oh, don't worry about the characters. Just like in Hollywood, we can make anyone a villain or a hero. That's up to us. But still, I don't understand. I say, how are we going to fight all these people? Oh, don't worry, that's easier than fighting your wife. I said, no, I'm bad at that, so I don't qualify for this role. Oh, no, that we are all bad at that, but we can fight all these 100 quintillion planets. I said, but we don't even know if they're inhabited. Now finally, the other guy gets annoyed and says, what does it matter whether they're inhabited or not? They're our enemies and we have to fight them. But you're not the right person. I think I've called the wrong guy. Good luck with the contest. That's all. So that's how I missed out being a king. Over to you, contest chair.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we are observing a 1-minute silence. I request all the judges to mark their ballots. In the meantime, could we have our second contestant?
The 1 minute is over.
Thank you very much. Our second contestant, Hiba Rais Khan. How Harry Potter influenced my life. How Harry Potter influenced my life. Hiba Rais Khan.
Before I start, I just needed to say that, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. I hope you have pinned the timer screen.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, contest chair, chief judge. I've always been a fan of Harry Potter since my school days. I remember watching the films and reading the movies with great enthusiasm. Even till this day, I have all the 7 books with me in original form. I remember I had my aunt who used to live in America. Requested her once that I need some merchandise of Harry Potter. She sent me a few sheets of sticker and a file. The Harry Potter trend was so raging, so big 10 to 14 years ago that I remember we used to discuss about it in our recesses. The trend was so worldwide and such a huge phenomena that it was covered by media worldwide. And it was mainly because the story plot line revolved around a certain character, Harry Potter, and his friends. And they were involved in a few incidences. I also remember one fine magical morning, I was awoken up by a loud pop and a certain clearing of a throat. I rubbed my eyes. I could not believe it. There, standing beside my bed, was the famous elf Dobby. He said, "Hello, Miss Heba. I've come to take you to Hogwarts." I became excited. I grabbed his hand, vanished, and dissipated into thin air. Within a few minutes, we were standing on a mountain top overlooking the famous Hogwarts castle. The famous medieval Hogwarts castle had all the wizards and witches studying in it. It also had a Hogwarts flag flying on the top of it. Slowly and gradually, I went inside the castle with the elf. While going inside, I admired the grand interior of the castle. Can you imagine? I had been summoned by the famous professor, the Professor Dumbledore, the principal of Hogwarts. Dobby took me inside a room which was lightly lit. Slowly and gradually, I went inside. I could not believe it. There in the middle of the room was the famous principal, Dumbledore. He was sitting on the desk with a serious expression reading a paper. With the help of his half-moon glasses and he was reading a paper, and he greeted me with a warm smile and said, "Hello, miss, how are you? Do you know you have been inducted for a secret service?" I could not imagine what could it be. Slowly he told me that they had inducted me to 5 for a growing, keeping a watch on me all over these years and seeing my talent develop all throughout the years. They had even given me a special robe and a broom as an induction. We later fought a duel against Voldemort, and we obviously won. As a result, I was given a tour of the famous Hogwarts castle, and I also got to see the dorms of all the famous houses, from Gryffindor, Hufflepuff to Slytherin to Ravenclaw, and I also got to see the famous Sorting Hat. Later, Dobby took me back to my room from where the journey had begun. He left me with a pleasant smile and said goodbye and pleasant memories. I later at that night slept with a smile on my face, thinking about how I would go about saving the world one person at a time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we are going to observe a 1-minute silence, and I request all the judges to mark their ballots. In the meantime, could we have our next speaker?
Internet.
The 1 minute is over.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saad. Okay, Toastmaster Navinta?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you are
And
audible and completely you are visible and audible. Okay, our next contestant is Navinta Karan. Oh my God. Oh my God, Navinta Karan.
good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It was a sunny night. I was sleeping. The clock struck 14 and the calendar turned to 31st of February 2020. I was in the deep sleep. I was enjoying a candy fall. Candies were showering from the and I was just enjoying little candies. Candies were showering and I was playing with them. Suddenly, I woke up with the news that China has launched another virus named COVID Pro Max. And I was like, oh my God, the doctors are still not done with this COVID 19, and now it's a newer version that is COVID Pro Max. So how COVID came? COVID came into existence when a man ate a bat. And now COVID Pro Max came into existence when a man eat a batsman. And I was like, no. Then I wondered why all the people around here are busy in making vaccines from COVID. Like they could have tried something new. And I tried to research on this topic and I came up with the medicine with the special gene effects of all the flying birds because I realized the most effective thing that COVID has done to all is the travel restrictions. I was the first one to experience my technique created medicine and I slept after taking that. The next day, I woke up with the flying birds like feathers. And I was like, oh my God, no visas, no immigrations. I can fly in the world and I can go wherever I want. The first destination I choose to go is the world where the technology is so high. I wanted to see bulletproof trains, flying cars. And as I entered there, what I saw, the people were moving in chariots. Horses were in the stables, parking horses were parked in the stables. And I could only see two types of people there. One was men and the other was women. Because they were so similar, the faces were so similar. And I was like, there I am. After a lot of investigation, I got to know that I am in Japan because of my bank in 1880. And I said, no, I want to go back to where I came from. And then I started flying again. The next destination I entered was Mexico. I was so tired. I was so tired that I just wanted to sit and have some food. There, I made new friends and they were so happy. They were continuously enjoying going here, going there. And I was surprised that what do they eat? They have no issues. Like they can walk for continuously hours and hours. Then they bought me a magical thing. And you know what? How they used to take that magical thing like this sniffing. And that was a white powder. And I was like, oh my God, I should take this to my country. That all the old men who cannot walk can probably take this medicine, give me prayers. Then next, who I meet there was Pablo Escobar, that one who invented that high power medicine to give the strength to all the ill persons in the world. From there, I start flying again. I entered into restricted area where SSG people tried to target my wings, and I got to know they were for the security of Donald Trump. I went inside the house and I just went and hugged the Trump. And I got to know he was suffering from COVID. And I was like, oh my God, and I have to be in isolation for so long. But they keep me in a dark room where I was not allowed to talk to anywhere. Suddenly, I found something very magical. And that was Mr. India Shades. I wore it up and I was like, Bagamba Peshwa. Then I again came back to my this little world in front of Toastmasters Karachi and giving my tall tale speech in front of you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are observing a 1 minute silent. I request all the judges to mark their ballot. In the meantime, could we have our next speaker?
Am I audible?
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Just wait.
The 1 minute is over.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saab. Okay. Toastmaster Ali Asher, you are visible and audible.
Okay.
Okay. Just a minute.
Hi, Toastmasters.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Our next contestant, Ali Asher Anjum, Blame Master. Blame Master, Ali Asher Anjum.
Hi, Toastmaster. I am just returning from the USA. Last week, I received a call. Mr. Ali Asher, we would be pleased if you will become a contester at our at the contest at Uncle Sam's Toastmaster Club. It's about the COVID-19, and we believe that you can do this job with the brilliance, because we have read your article, "A Smartness of a Smart Lockdown," and it was phenomenal. And we want you to come to US, New York. After receiving that call, I was amazed, furious, and excited. And 2 days later, I was in New York. And I stayed in the house, which is white. And then the day come, the contest day. Let me tell you what exactly happened there. So, good evening, Toastmaster. I am the certificate grounds of Karachi Toastmasters and the contester of the contest Blame Master. In this contest, we are going to blame each other for the COVID-19. Today, we have 2 contestants from the most affected countries around the world. So, our very first contestant is a tea maker by a profession, and he always wears saffron. So that, with a huge round of applause, please welcome a representative from Extreme Toastmaster Club from South Asia. we are the great nations. We always feel pleasure to be here in the Toastmaster. And we never fail to impress others. And that's why we are achieve 5 million COVID-19 cases and 2 lakh deaths. But who should be blamed? Yes, our neighbors and the minorities. But as we never disappoint, we have a cure of it. We have a cure from a Mars. This cow nectar. So over to Toastmaster Ali Asher. I would recommend this to you also. Thank you so much, Toastmaster. I will definitely use it, but I am not negative. And I must say that your speech was as positive as COVID-19. Now, before further delay, let me introduce our next contestant. And that is from the US, Uncle Sam's Toastmaster Club, the trump card of Uncle Sam's Toastmaster Club. He is a fellow with a hair yellow. So, please come here. Thank you. No, thank me. Because I am here for all of you. I am here for all of you. And I think it's fantastic to be here in a blame master contest because it's my hobby. And I must say, the pandemic is originated from China. They are to be blamed, but how it is spreading? It is spreading due to the immigrants. So my proposal is to build the walls around the borders to make our nation great again. Over to you, Toastmaster. Sir, your speech was bombastic, and I must say it was great, but I think you should take medicines because the situation is not good. But a time came when I got astonished because the contest chief judge was none other than our very own Talha bin Hamid. And he announced that Trump card won the contest because he is positive and he is still positive. God bless him. Over to you, Toastmaster, to the contest here.
Thank you very much. Okay, we are now observing a 1-minute silence. I request all the judges to mark their ballots. In the meantime, could we have our next contestant? Great. So I request you to turn on your video and you can check your mic.
One second. Is it fine? I'm visible, loud and clear?
Perfectly fine. I request you to pin the timer screen.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, it's fine now.
Okay, great. Just a minute. Contestant number 7, Babar Ali Hasnan, the CIA. The CIA, Babar Ali Hasnan.
Before I start to educate you all about the surreptitious services, I want all of you to be eyes and ears. The tech team, the tech host, please make sure there are no infiltrators, no undercovers in the meeting, for a negligence at any level can lead to serious consequences. Contest chair, honorable judges, the guests, and the rest of my team, a very good evening. If I were to ask you what is the biggest world secret that you know of, what would that be? I'm sure in just a matter of 5 minutes, your answer, your response would be changed. I, along with my team, has decided to disclose the biggest world secret to the members of Karachi Toastmasters Club. I'm sure most of you know of me as a government officer, or maybe the traveler, the backpack guy, or maybe some of you know of me as a chess champion. But do you think this is really what I am? Just in a few minutes, my image in your brain would be completely changed. The bigger picture, the bigger agenda is yet to follow. From past 3 centuries, the fate of all the big leaders around the world, whether it be the leader of America, Pakistan, Afghanistan, the fate of these leaders is being decided by one agency. And the agency is the Central Intelligence Advisory Services. In fact, if I were to conclude the services, it is the company that decides the dynamics, the outlook, even the destiny of the entire world. Just to give you a case from the recent cases handled by the CIAs. Very recently, a company was faced with the problem of illegal drugs. The prime minister over there wanted to do the drugs, but it was illegal. And stuck in the problem, he called the chief of the CIAs. They had, you know what, I wanted drugs to, the problem to the drugs problem, the solution to the drug problem. No matter what, you have to do it. And then the chief of the CIAs made sure that he comes up with a solution. He worked assiduously to chalk out a plan, the action plan that was later widely implemented. The plan was implemented all around the country. And today, the cannabis, the drugs are legally and widely harvested in that country. And more hilariously, the people now perceive it as a medicine. Another recent case handled by this agency. An example from across the continent. The president knew that in the upcoming elections, he would be defeated. Based on his performance and the polls, he was sure he will lose the election to the rival. So the chief gets another call regarding the solution to the election problem. The chief works on the problem and calls back to the president. Sir, the only way you can win the election is sympathy vote. For the rational vote means you are defeated, you are doomed. And then, surprisingly for all of you, but not for the CIAs, the very next day, the president is diagnosed with coronavirus, the novel coronavirus. To understand the bigger picture, the bigger agenda that this agency works for, how it makes everything look so natural, you will have to wait for the next season of Taller Tale Contest. But before I end up, do you think I'm an ordinary, just a common government officer, or just a traveler, or just a chess champion? Do you know who is the chief of the CIAs? Well, I'll leave it up to you to untangle. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are now a 1 minute silent, and I request all the judges to mark their ballots. In the meantime, could we have our next contestant? Toastmaster Rahma, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. Could you say something, please?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, and
Yes.
you are audible and visible. I request you to pin the timer screen, please.
Sure, done.
Done. Okay, just a minute. Contestant number 8, Rahma Uneeb. the 2050 dynasty. The 2050 dynasty, Rahma Unib.
It's the year 2050. The corona pandemic has passed. Climate change, inequality, and poverty has finally been solved. In theory. But no, really, this is the year when things really start to change. No, I'm not talking about aliens because that happened around the 23rd century when we realized that some of the aliens had actually landed on Earth because they weren't acting as humans. So we realized that. And no, I'm not talking about the 21st century, the 22nd century actually, where we had the robots taking over everything. No, I'm not even talking about the century where we had the horses who were making meow sounds, and then we realized that new animal breeds were coming up. No, I am talking about the 2050 dynasty. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and 2020ers, I am talking about a creature which you might not have seen. Babies. No, I know 2020 babies are adorable, but this is not what we're talking about. The 2050 babies were different. They would come with coats, they would come with ties, and they would come with a bottle of milk from their womb. They would start talking before they were even born. They would start talking in the wombs of their moms because evolutionary, the babies had changed. You see, what had started happening was that the education system had been pushed so backwards that till the time a baby reached the age of 1, they were thinking about what degree to make, what career path to take, what their next move should be. And this baby dynasty was doing wonders. You see, not only did they dress differently, they talked differently. I mean, they didn't walk, they crawled, because that's something that didn't develop. So they had their feeder and they would discuss things and settle things. And yes, they weren't politics. Actually, that was the reason why they had to bring the baby dynasty in the first place, because they were trying to replace everything that had gone wrong in the past few years. So the baby dynasty looks pretty much like the 2020 babies, but no. You see, what was really, really interesting is that these babies could be genetically engineered, tailor-made. The DNA could be turned into exactly what you wanted. You want a certain color, you have it. Of course, a certain amount of dollars and money goes into it. That's how it's been since the 2020s. But then you want a certain profession baby. You want a Toastmaster baby. You have that. And that baby comes out, and the minute they come out of the womb, they're talking and talking just as Toastmasters do, and they don't stop. You want a psychologist baby, that will also be available. They will come out asking, how are you feeling? You want engineer baby, they will come out and start constructing houses. So all of that is available. But there is one sage philosopher, the baby Buddha, who has been warning us that these babies are just like before. They're going to eat up money, that this dynasty is nothing like what they're saying. But others are raving on and on about how this dynasty will change things, right the wrongs of the past, how these pure souls will take capitalism forward. And even though they're brainwashed babies. So that is much better than being a brainwashed adult. But anyway, we don't really know how the 2050 dynasty will move forward, because only time will tell. And right now where I'm at, I'm in 2020. So it will take a lot more technology to take me further into the future and find out what actually happens to the baby dynasty. Over to you, Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much. With that, our tall tale speeches come to an end. We will observe a minute silence, and I request all the judges to mark their ballots and hand over to the the Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Samir Hamid Dudi. We will observe a 1-minute silence.
One minute is over.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Saad. Okay, could we have all the contestants line up for a brief question and Q&A session?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's start with our first contestant, Toastmaster Najam. Toastmaster Najam, please share us your experience about today's contest. So, how did you find today's contest, and how did you find that courage to compete in the contest? Toastmaster Najam, are you with us? Yes. Okay, let's move to our second contestant, Toastmaster Heba Rais Khan.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, congratulations. Amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did you find today's contest? Please share your experience.
I found it good, and Harry Potter is something which is very dear to me, like I mentioned in my speech. And I've always been one of the regular contestants in KTC. I will be always competing in the future contest, hopefully as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Heba, and all the best. Contestant number 3, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor, Unknown Shadow. So, last you were in table topic contest, and now you are in tall tale contest. So, how's your experience?
Sir, you will find me in all the contests. Because preparing for these contests, seriously, it makes me groom. Ideally, I find myself a little confident, and I'm sure I'm daring to come on the beach luxury stage and seriously be with you people, enjoying each and every meeting of ours. Please, I'm really waiting for those times. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and trust me, sir, I'm improving a lot. Just because this was my first time I have given a tall tale. Before that, I never knew what is tall tale called about. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I'm really humbled. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Keep participating and keep delighting us, and and once again, all the best. Moving on to our next contestant number 3. Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Navinta Karan.
Yes.
Toastmaster Navinta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, do you have a medicine for COVID go mad? How will you cure it?
Like, we don't have any medicine for COVID Pro Max. It was just a fantasy that I tried to incorporate in my tall tale, because I never delivered tall tale before, and I was so confused to deliver it because I am not a humorous person at all, and not of a fantasy world, but you and Toastmaster Javed Bhatti encouraged me so much that I finally gave.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Navinta, and all the best. Okay, moving on to our next contestant, contestant number 5, Ali Asher Anjum. Ali Asher, this is your first contest and the tall tales, the most difficult and the most amazing one. So, how was your experience?
Uh, it was a great experience for me, and I think it stimulates the creativity within us. So I think this is great experience. I was a bit nervous about the timing because for my last two speeches, I got disqualified due to the timing. So that was a challenge for me also with the co- the content with the con, uh, content of the speech. So I think it is a great experience for me, a great learning experience, and I must thank my mentors and all of you to encourage me and and put me into uh, this situation so I can challenge myself in this particular domain also.
Thank you very much. We really enjoyed your speech and hope all the best. And with that, moving on to our next contestant, contestant number 6, Toastmaster Anam Kadri. Toastmaster Anam, are you with us?
Yes.
Last year it was physical tall tale contest, and this year it's totally virtually. So, how did you differentiate between the virtual contest and the physical one?
It is equally difficult delivering the speeches online. People might think that it might be easier giving it online, but I say that the nervousness level, the adrenaline rush, that is that is equivalent to what we experience on on-site meetings. And especially with the contestants coming in and the lineup, it was truly sending chills through my spine.
Thank you very much and all the best. Okay, what about that muffin? Did it really cooked or just?
No, I'm about to do that.
Okay, all the best then.
Thank you so
Moving
much.
on to our next contestant, Toastmaster Babar Ali Hasnan, the CIAs. Toastmaster Babar, this was your first tall tale contest. So how did you find it? Please share your experience.
Okay, it was really hard to think out of the box to come up with something extraordinary, something unusual. And as always, my mentor was very helpful in figuring out the things. It was tough initially, but then as I put in the efforts, it was more like a piece of cake, like any other speech. So, and then I joined the meeting at the very end. So can't comment about the meeting, but at my level, yes, it was pretty exciting.
Thank you very much and all the best. We have now Toastmaster Rahma. Toastmaster Rahma, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Again, the same question. Last year you were in physical contest, tall tales contest, and this year you are virtually. So how did you differentiate it? Your experience, please.
Okay, so first for what was similar was that I was forced to attend that tall tales contest and I was also forced to attend this tall tales contest, and it was the same two people who were convincing me, which was Toastmaster Salah and Toastmaster Imran. So that has not changed. But I would say what was different is that it's so much easier to do it virtually, and it's really like you have all of the props that you can, if you were doing it in front of other people, you become really conscious, but then you're doing it at home and nobody's looking, and you have everything that you can set it up. So I was just thinking that when we are going to go in person, and there are also a lot of ways to cheat. So I was like, should I make notes? Like, should I put up notes? Nobody will find out. Then I was like, how is that going to, how will I transition, when it comes to real life contests? So that's a challenge. But definitely this experience is different. Easier, I would say.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rahma, and all the best. We have now Toastmaster Najam Rizvi. Toastmaster Najam, after a long time, you are participating in such a difficult contest, that is Tall Tales contest. So how did you, please share your experience?
Well, actually, I decided to participate because I have actually never participated in a tall tale contest. And in fact, I've been giving very few speeches. So it was like to push myself to do something different and, to prepare a speech and give a speech. Actually, after I sent you the title of my speech, then I began writing it down. And I finished writing it down at the office today. And by my luck, I also became the first speaker. So hardly had any time to really prepare for it. But I enjoyed it. I'd like to say that, for a tall tale contest, I feel it's much more difficult to deliver it virtually, because when you're speaking in front of an audience, you look at the audience response, and I feel that a good speaker always gets energy from the audience. You are energized because of the audience, and this is virtually totally absent in a virtual setting. So that's a difference that I've noted. For any other speech, I think it's okay. But for a humorous speech and a tall tale, it's much more challenging in an online setting. Those are my views. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Very rightly said that the contestants get energy from the audience. So we will going to give you the energy. So let's give all the contestants and all the judges and all the role holders a big round of applause. It was amazing contest and it was amazing speeches. Okay, you must be waiting for the results, but there is some delay. Okay, so why not checking your listening skills? So we have a very secret listener today, and today's secret listener is none other than our president, Toastmaster Urusa. Toastmaster Urusa, the stage is yours. Please check the listening skills of everyone. So I request everyone to unmute their mic, please.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran. And yes, I know the anxiety of the speakers were really high, but there were other people in the meeting as well, so they must be listening. So let's check what they were listening. And today's listening test is a little different. I will be telling you the names of the speakers and half of what they said, and you have to guess what the other half was. So let's start. Toastmaster Latif said that there was this unknown shadow. Where did he run off to?
In a dark alley.
So, who came to take Toastmaster Hiba?
Harry Potter character.
No, Harry Potter
Awkward.
Dumbledore.
Awkward.
No.
A character
Which?
from Harry Potter.
Yeah. So, which character?
Her favorite character.
Can I say? Can I say?
Can I say?
No, no, Hiba, you can't say.
Doctor.
Principal.
Actually, no one has. No.
Dr. Dumble.
No,
Yeah, it
Dumbledore
started with a
where
D.
she went to. Yeah, it started
okay.
with a D. Dobby came to take her. And
I
okay,
was about to say this.
what was the second destination Navinta, Toastmaster Navinta went to?
She went to Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah, right. She went to Mexico. And during the balloting, Toastmaster Najam chose a movie. Can you tell me the name? He was the only one who actually chose a movie.
Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Yes. And what time did Toastmaster Najam get that call?
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Who gave Toastmaster Anam the spatula?
Chef.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. And who is Toastmaster Anam connected to on her maternal side?
Turkish people.
Turkish people.
He's a Seljuk. What's the name?
Isra Beljik.
Isra Beljik.
Isra Beljik, yeah. Halime Haq.
That's on the paternal side. Okay, maternal side Turkish people. Okay, so Toastmaster Rama said that 2050 there will be 3 problems solved. So can you name at least 2?
Global warming.
COVID-19.
COVID-19 and
poverty. Yes.
And a child coming from womb would be having feeder in his hand.
That's not a problem actually.
That was not a problem. That is a big problem, basically.
No, raising them is a problem.
But anyways, over to you, contest chair, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Urusa Kaval. See, the more you listen, the more you learn. Okay. We have a little delay in our results. So we have a very special person who's going to deliver something. And I don't remember exactly what he's going to deliver. So I request Toastmaster Amir Bilal. Could we have Toastmaster Amir Bilal?
Hi, yeah. I'm here. Thank you. So unfortunately, I'm unable to turn on my video. So it's something that we always love. And if we are put into a situation where we have to find an energy and apply it on ourselves and find happiness. And it was kind of a theme of our last week's meeting. And I realized I could have used this poetic, lines in that table topic session, but I could not. So it's traditional to find our thoughts coming after we have delivered something. So it is a kind of positive affirmation when we are happy, when we are actually not happy. So to reflect on how our Toastmasters family is helping people and how we spend our time, this is for all of you. The time to be happy is now, and the place to be happy is here. And the way to be happy is to make someone happy and have a little heaven right here. Back to the contest here.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amir Bilal. That was quite sweet. And here I would like to thank everyone who contributed in the contest. Our chief judge, our judges, our timer, our telecounter, and all the participants, especially the candidates, contestants. They put their heart and soul in the contest to make it a successful contest. And I can guarantee you this was one of the amazing contests we have ever, the tall tale contest actually, we have ever observed. So still we are waiting for the result. And in the meantime, I request Toastmaster Urusa to please have a comments from guests.
Yes, Zahra, would you like to tell us what you think about the meeting today. Although we know you've been at the meeting before, but would you like to give us a few comments?
About comments about the meeting?
The meeting today, yes.
Okay. No, I thoroughly enjoyed the meeting and the way the contestants have participated and gained their confidence. And this was a really good idea, how the contestants was enjoying their tall tales with the different topics which they have already discovered and practiced. So everybody has their own creativity in that. So I really enjoyed. Like good question, then the Harry Potter, then we came into the like present time for COVID-19. So all were amazing. So hats off to everyone. Big cheers to them.
So much. Thank you so much. All right. So I think that's about it from the guests. And over to you, contest chair. If the results are tabulated, we can announce the results.
Okay, so finally the results is ready. I'm sure your heartbeats are rising higher and higher, but I'm not going to announce the result. There's someone who's going to announce it, and he is none other than our very own seasoned Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, Samir Hamid Todi. Give him a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rana. And you do realize what the PQ had said about season, but never mind. In any case, I almost didn't make it today, dear Toastmasters, because I got a call from both Priyanka Chopra and Scarlett Johansson that they saw my photo and they left me and they wanted to marry me. Well, not really, but this is a tall stills contest, so there you have it. Okay, and now for the results. Without further ado, because I know that the winners and all participants are eagerly waiting for the reply or for the results. Third place winner, a poet laureate, Toastmaster Rama Anib. Rama Anib, third place. Second place, an ever-suffering wife who has to clean up because her husband likes to muck around in the kitchen, Toastmaster Anam Kadre. That's right, PQ. I'm looking at you. And finally, for first place, a man in Kuwait, Toastmaster Latif. First place winner. And now I will hand, congratulations everybody. Everybody did wonderfully well. The stories were inventive, they were interesting. I really enjoyed it. And now I will hand the charge over back to our extremely seasoned Toastmaster, Toastmaster Imran Rana. He will take it ahead. Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you very much, seasoned Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Samir Hamid. Okay, congratulations all the winners and congratulations to everyone. Sometimes we win and sometimes we learn. Let's have their comments. Toastmaster Rahma, how are you? What's your feelings now? Toastmaster Rahma, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah,
here,
could you
yes.
please turn on your videos so that we can see your expressions?
Yeah, no, I'm really happy because I was okay if I didn't get a position because everyone was really good. So I'm really grateful. Yeah, and congrats to everyone else.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rahma. The first runner-up, Toastmaster Anam Kadri. Toastmaster Anam, are you with us?
Yes.
Please share your experience, share your feelings last time and this time.
I'm really happy. First of all, congratulations to everyone because everybody who came on stage was making me really nervous. It was really a tough competition. And me coming as the first runner-up, I really feel blessed after hearing all those speeches and all those tough, that tough time that I bore for since the last 1 hour. Thank you for everything. Thank you, the listeners. And thank you to the contestants and the winners as well. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anam. Now, the winner, the champion of 2020-21 Tall Tale Contest, Toastmaster Lateef. Please share your experience. How are you feeling now?
The moment DTM Samir, actually, I'm honored as he has, as I've been announced by him. The moment he shared my name, the person from Kuwait, I was looking at my mobile, searching since when I am buzzing DTM Tala. Sir, please help me for Tall Tales. I can't get anything. Write a story, you will get it. Write a story, you will get it. I'm still not able to find out. It just happened right after the table topics contest that I was behind him. And sir, I think you have done extremely well to support me and lending your ears, lending your efforts towards me. I have changed my speech more than 5 times. Now you can imagine how much I tried. Thank you very much, everyone, for your support, and really blessed to be in such a nice community of people who always admire and support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations once again. It's true that hard work really pays you back. With that, my sincere gratitude to everyone, to all the participants, to all the judges, all the rule holders for taking their time out and put their heart and soul for making this contest a very successful contest. With that, I would like to sign out with my killing smile, and I hand back charge to our president, Toastmaster Urusa. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Imran, for conducting that wonderful contest. Next week, we'll be meeting same place, same time, but I'd like to announce something else, that the division is planning a meet and greet in the first week of November. And we will be needing to present representation or whatever, floating up the details on the group. But we'll be needing presentation from the club as well. So I would like you all to take part in that and be ready for that. That will be probably, yeah, sure.
Okay. When you complete this, I have to make the announcement that I have to make a very special announcement also.
Yeah, sure. Go on.
Okay. Let me inform you that the winner and the first runner-up is going to compete in area contest. So be prepared. Congratulations for that too.
DTM Tala, you going to say something?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to make an announcement too. So, first of all, congratulations to all the contestants and all the contestants. Seriously, all the contestants. And secondly, we are having a special event on October 18. It's called Exhibit 122. And so if you're a writer, an artist, a poet, a musician, or even if you recite the Holy Quran, or if you offer a nasheed, no matter what you do, you are invited to participate in that. You will have to register through a form. And it's quite a unique event. Even other districts have expressed interest in nominating, because this is a truly unique event. So it has the potential to actually have an international audience and international participants. So please jump on this chance. It's on October 18. And guess what you have to be in order to participate? Toastmaster Javed Bhatti, would you like to answer that? Or he's not here actually. Actually, it's the title of his Tall Tales winning speech. Paid member. Over to you, Toastmaster.
So we have two events. and we should be taking maximum advantage of that. So with those two announcements, let's wrap up the meeting, and meet next week.